Okay, what's going on, boys? No guys here. Welcome back to another video. Now, in today's video, we're going to go over the 4-4-1-1. To be honest, my 4-4-1-1 hasn't really changed since the first couple of weeks, to be honest. But what has done with the lack of defensive AI helping you, and of course, you can argue better movement, it has made the formation more powerful. As I've always mentioned to you, I love the 4-4-1-1. In fact, my 4-2-3-1 as always play like a 4-4-1-1. This is perfect. I like using this alongside the 4-4-2. They're very similar in terms of the formation. You just have one striker that's behind, kind of like a center forward. That's the main difference. So let's start it off. So both my left mid and right mid. Unfortunately, you can't do inside forward roaming. That is only a setting that is for predominantly left wings and right wings, so you can't do them on left mids and right mids, but I leave them both unbalanced. They make those appropriate runs in behind. I think with attacking AI, especially now inside forward is probably the best AI movement that you could possibly get. Do you want to get better at FC25? Now, before you skip ahead, what if I told you if you joined my FC school and you didn't get better after 1 month, I'll refund your money? I can say this because I've been running my FC school for many years and thousands of students join and even stay on. We go over complete in-depth gameplay tutorials showing you both the theory of something and the gameplay examples using real-life examples in a structured format that's like a course. The videos are on a systematic learning system teaching you everything from the core mechanics, the basics to the meta so you can get better as a whole with explanations that go beyond the scope of my YouTube channel. FC School has already started with every single tactical layout, focuses, meta cards, and learn the meta before it even becomes the meta. So come join thousands of others in a mature audience community for those looking to get better at FC25, patreon.com/nilguides, or click the link down below. Now, when you join, we already have a library of hundreds of videos, more than my YouTube channel, in fact, with new videos on FC25 getting constantly added so you'll never run out of content. The biggest mistake people do is they spend thousands of dollars on FP points every year thinking this will make them better, but it won't. But now it's time for you to make that change. Don't forget, if you don't get better after 1 month, just send me a message and I'll refund your money. That's the Nil Guides guarantee. Links down below in the description, patreon.com/Nil Guides. I'd recommend, of course, fast players here who can get the ball in behind. And for the striker, I've just gone with a simple advanced forward. A striker that can do a bit of everything. If you've got that Team the Evolution done, that striker should be here, or Mia Hamm or an R9. Someone that can do everything, can hold the ball up, can pass, can dribble, and of course, can shoot. Now, the Cam is the only player, unlike other people. Now, to be honest, unlike other people use a playmaker here. Now, to be honest, I think a playmaker, I understand why people do it to be a bit more defensive, but at that point, I think there's no point. I think you want to put a shadow striker. You want to put someone here that can do everything. Now, can you use Zidane here? Yes and no. If you use Zidane here, he can do basically everything if he's fully upgraded, but sometimes he can feel a bit clunky. You ideally want someone who's smooth on the ball that can left stick dribble. So I would recommend someone of that nature over here instead, but someone who's actually a second striker. So think of it like a Mia Hamm, or I put Dembele there sometimes. Someone that can shoot, pass, and dribble. Think of this as like another striker with maybe a bit better passing, and that's what I'd recommend. Now, for both the center mids, I put them both on holding. Now, to be honest, although they're both on holding, I actually put one of them on playmaker. And the reason why I do this is because it allows you to have an extra player to go forward, more AI movement. However, I am fully aware by doing this, you're making the formation way too attacking, because I know everyone just skips and copies the code. For those of you that want to make this more attacking, you can definitely do that. Otherwise, for the mass majority of people, I'd recommend both of them on holding. In fact, what you can do, for example, is put them both on holding and use the L1 button to trigger those plays to make those runs going forward. So not only can you do those 1-2s, you can use those L1 buttons to trigger those runs going forward as well. So that way they run forward when you want them to, and to be honest, to give you the appropriate support. For the left back and right back, I've gone with both of them on fullback defend. I think especially now post-patch, I don't really use, if I need a winger to go forward, left back and right back to give support to the winger, should I say, I can always trigger them myself, but my whole defensive line is on defend. And you know it's hard to defend with a 4-back. Can you imagine if you have only 2 players at the back? I only recommend that for high-level players. And goalkeeper, I still have goalkeeper on goalkeeper defend. Nothing has changed over there. So that will be the code over there. So capital Quebec, Alpha, Papa, capital Echo, question mark, Papa 4, capital Whiskey, Alpha, capital Mike, Whiskey. And then this is the formation, and then this is the build-up style counter, and the defense approach is 45. Now, I know what many of you guys are going to ask me. Okay, this is fine, but what if I want to use or have this to be more defensive? There's no CDMs here. Well, that's the thing. This formation is very much identical to the 4-2-3-1 or the 4-4-2 or the 4-2-2-2. You just have one striker behind. The only downside is that you don't have those CDMs. So you know what the best solution is? Literally, you can have the exact same formation with the 4-2-3-1. So you can see the 4-2-3-1. People don't understand. It's because they see formations differently, but realistically, it's the exact same formation. You know, if I put, for example, inside forward balanced on these, for example, like so, and you can put shadow striker like that, and then this way you have both of them as CDM. So you could use the exact same system if you want to on a formation like this. So you can use, of course, the 4-2-3-1 wide. In fact, you could use both of them. So we'll go over that tomorrow, where you can use both of them. The key thing is this cam player is the thing that you're going to have to tinker. So if you want this cam player to come back and be a bit more defensive, I would say put on playmaker balanced. To be honest, I think the cam, in my opinion, after the patch, the cam is still just a bit too far away from the midfield. Yeah, you can bring them back, but you'd rather leave them forward, get ready for the counter attack. If this was a centre mid, because CDMs sit a bit deeper over here, if it was a centre mid, it would have been a different situation. But I think as that cam, you want that shadow striker. So when you're defending in that 4-4-1-1 with your cam up front and your striker up front. And when you get the ball with this player is going to be the heart of your team. You want to put like a name on your best player, or at least your second best player should be in this role. So whoever your second best player is, I should be playing in this role over here. Now, in terms of players, so player choices. So strike, as I mentioned to you, CDMs. Now, I've gone with Tonali. I use a number 8 Evo on him. That's expired now. But ping passing is very effective. If you have the centre mids, as I mentioned in the 4-4-1-1, then you can put someone like Zidane here if you really, really want to. At least one of these players have holding. I would say pinged pass is very much a must. And I would say something of at least another ping pass or an incisive pass. I've got the Bellingham card, you know, the 89, the free card that we got as well. You could also go with a tiki-taka playstyle. I think if you want the tiki-taka playstyle, let's say you got a player and it's got a tiki, let's say you got the Rafinha or whatever, that tiki-taka playstyle player, in my opinion, goes in a number 10 role. The person behind the striker, the second striker, if you may, because that way you can do those first one-time passes. And don't forget, when you're attacking, these inside forwards, they're quite central. So they're not out wide. They come in, they support in, and come into the half space as well. And that's the key area. The biggest weakness that people can't defend is because these players that run into the half space and they really create a lot of trouble. So for most people, when they are defending, this formation should be fine. But just do that better in mind. CDMs, again, at least have one of them on high, good sprint speed, and at least some decent defensive awareness. And that is pretty much it. So either one you can copy. So this would be the code, of course, for the 4-2-3-1 wide. But we'll make a video for this tomorrow where we go through the tactical layout for this. The key thing is if you can somehow get a player that can play as a 10 and as a striker, then you can just switch between the 4-4-2s and the 4-2-3-1s very, very easily. That's what I'd recommend. And of course, as usual, defenders, you leave them all, for example, on stay back and of course, high sprint speed, high defense awareness. At this moment of time, I'm honestly saying minimum 88 sprint speed. That's what I'm saying now. I think 88 sprint speed would be the minimum that I would go. I wouldn't go below that. And at least for left back and right back, you're talking about 90 sprint speed. When I say 88 sprint speed, I honestly mean it without a chemistry style. Yeah, there's only a few finite players, but if you want the biggest advantage, that's what you should do. And don't forget, top tier players, like let's say pro players, they can get away with players with, for example, 75 sprint speed, but they don't use a player with 75 sprint speed. Even they need pace. So if they need pace, then most definitely you're going to need pace. So more pace is always better. I'd rather go 1 or 2 less defensive awareness and have like 5, 6 more pace. That's the 4-4-1-1. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. Catch you next time. If you want to get better FC, come to my Patreon. So it's patreon.com/no guys. Don't give up after 1 month. We'll refund your money. So no guys guaranteed. Don't forget we've got full analysis videos and post-patch defending updates. Thanks for watching. Catch you next. Can't even speak. Take it easy. Catch you next time. Peace.